You're listening to The Building Code, your guide for a better way to run your business. I'm Tom Houghton.
Hey, Tom, I'm Paul, and boy, am I excited.
You're excited? I'm excited.
I'm trying out new things, but I am excited because we've got one of our favorite segments, episodes.
Sure.
A Buildertrend employees on the podcast with us. Okay,
Yes.
That's what I was trying to say.
There we go. Okay. I mean, we love all our guests.
All of our guests are
We've
very
had some incredible guests this month, and we've got more coming your way. But continuing that today for us is none other than Marge Haley, Technical Service Manager here at Buildertrend. Marge, I'm a big fan of Marge.
Huge fan.
I think that maybe I'm like vice president of the fan club.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know if I got the official title. We'll leave that up to Marge to tell us here in a second when she starts talking.
If you ever let her.
If I ever let her.
That'd be good.
Marge, how's it going?
It's going. It's kind of a miracle that you guys were able to keep me from talking, because that doesn't happen very often.
That's why you're so good at customer service.
That's right.
Marge was nominated internally by our team to talk to us about our award-winning customer service team.
That's right, because we're going to answer the question, what's better than one Stevie Award? Two Stevie Awards is the answer. That was a good dramatic pause for that.
So now that the listeners are thoroughly confused, not to get into the Stevie Award too much, but what is that? Can you kind of give us an idea about what a Stevie Award is?
So Stevie Award is going to be an award directly for customer service. We won bronze last year, and we won silver this year. So we're moving on up.
Let's go. We know what the goal is next year.
2021. You better watch out.
So I think this is a national award. So it's a huge symbol of pride for our team that, you know, if you talk to any of our clients and many of your listeners, it's one of the first things I hear from our client base when I meet people in real life at the different trade shows that may never happen again, but
they're going to happen. Stay positive. They're going to happen.
You know, often, you know, when we're at something like the International Builder Show, which we've been to for 13 years in a row, it's a great opportunity for us to meet our clients. And literally the first thing they say is they call out and they say, hey, is Marge here? Is Jeff here? Is like, they're people that they love talking to here at Buildertrend. They want to go meet them in person. And I think that just speaks volumes to your team over there. So congrats, Marge.
Thanks. It's really awesome. Our customer service team at Buildertrend is like none other, and you hit the nail on the head with the meeting them in real life. It really takes it up to the next level, being able to meet them face to face and have that conversation with them. Yeah.
Buildertrend University is a great example of that. Mm-hmm. People become friends for life after the happy hours.
That's true. I mean, it's both sides of it. We love meeting our clients, and I really do believe our clients love meeting us, because I think it's really great to put the name to a face in real life. Marge, give us a little background on you, how long you've been at Buildertrend. Of course, I know this as the vice president of the fan club, but tell the rest of the listeners.
So I've been at Buildertrend. Next week will be 3 years. I started as a Buildertrend coach and was in that position, moved up through, you know, the team lead position and everything like that. And then about 5 months ago, I got transitioned to be a TSM. So I'm a technical service manager now.
That sounds like a really sort of boring type title, but it does just when you hear it for the first time. But our technical service managers are across the board some of the people who have the best knowledge of our platform and can really dive into the deepest corners of maybe a question a client has unique to their business and their process, or you know, maybe taking suggestions from clients as well. So Marge and our technical service managers are the most knowledgeable people we have amongst a group of very knowledgeable people.
Absolutely.
For sure. And that's, I think, the best part of the position, and why I love being a TSM is it's something different every day, whether it's an in-depth QuickBooks issue that I'm dealing with, or I'm helping the new onboarding team become better onboarding trainers. I get to help externally and internally, and every day is completely different. I still have contact with the clients, because I think that was always really important to me. Is I never want to be in a position at Buildertrend that I don't get to talk to the clients, but then also being able to be the point of contact or the go-to for our internal team is pretty cool as well.
Yeah. Some people are surprised to know that we have a big internal team. I mean, we have upwards of about 170 people in the customer service side of things, and that's all in an effort to be the biggest resource we can to our clients. Close to 15,000 contractors that use us, and so it takes a lot of bodies, and it's a super important role when we bring on new people to teach them the culture of our customer service team, and Marge does a great job of that.
Absolutely.
Marge, you were so successful just on the highest level when you talk about communication and things like that. What are some good tips to give good customer service? Like even if you're listening as a contractor, what would be good tips for our contractors to give good customer service?
Yeah, so I've always related my customer service skills back to how I was raised. Treat others how you want to be treated. And so when I have a question and I have to call my internet provider or my cable company and I get kicked down the road, or I get partial answers, or I'm left with not like a complete answer. I'm frustrated at the end of the call, whether they actually helped me or not. I am still frustrated. And so at Buildertrend, my thought process is when I answer that call or I take that escalation, that I'm going to not only answer their question, but I'm going to make sure that maybe the next two that they have, because we fixed what they had, if they run into another issue or another workflow problem, that I've already stepped up and they already know what that next how to resolve that next issue. So just making sure that they end that phone call on a positive note, and that they're not going to have to call back possibly that day or that next week, because we've already answered those questions.
Yeah. Being in customer service in any industry is pretty tough, because typically when you're getting a phone call, people are stressed out, people are upset, whether it's the product or the services problem or not, that really doesn't matter. The person on the other end of the phone is, again, stressed out and maybe going to be taking that out on you. So being empathetic and listening and treating them like a real human, I think, is a pretty easy universal tip for everybody. Not easy to do, but no. A great skill set that a lot of our team has. Yeah.
I will say that our clients are amazing. I don't honestly think that I've ever been on the other end of a call where I've been upset by what I heard, which is probably unheard of as far as dealing with in customer service for 3 years. But they know that we're here to help, and by being able to have conversations while we're helping them and get to know them personally, rather than having it feel so structured while they're on the phone, I think helps them know that we're on their side, we're on their team. We're not going to give them bad news. We're going to make it right with them as well.
Yeah, that's good. A lot of what our team preaches is that we want to be partners, non-equity partners in your business. We're here to help, and I think that's a great comment, Marge, because the whole team, lives by that philosophy.
Yeah, let's talk more about building that customer relationship, obviously, because I think that's a huge part of delivering great customer services is that relationship side of it, that this is not just a, hey, I've got a problem, please fix this. It's a, we'll take care of that, but also, let's build something on top of that. So maybe, Marge, you can share some tips of how you handle that when you get on the phone with somebody and starting that process of building that relationship.
Yeah, so my position at Buildertrend is unique. Most of our onboarding trainers and our account executives and a lot of the roles within the onboarding experience have a book of accounts, or they deal directly with specific users, where I deal with all of our users in a lot of different ways, I guess I would say. So as a coach, I had a different relationship building experience than I do now. But now when I'm talking to the clients that I speak with, they're having probably a little bit more of a major issue, let's say, and it may take a call or two or three to get back to them. They feel confident knowing that they have my direct email address. They can call me directly. It's not, call back into the 800 number and give this reference number. No, they have my personal contact information. They can contact me directly. And when we're on the second or third phone call, when we're testing the issue and trying to see if we can make those resolutions, typically those happen with their QuickBooks and Buildertrend connection. And I'm there to help support that. We get to know each other. They're talking about the dog that's sitting behind them. I'm a sucker for a good dog story. I got to hear all about that. So, or they're telling me what part of the country that they live in and what's going on in that area. And I like to hear about, the United States, anywhere, our clients we're talking to are. So it's being able to have a personal level while we're on that call with the clients to help them with their business as well.
That's good. You're looking for those kind of relation points in the connect. What kind of connections do you share with this person? Like you said, animals, where are they at in the country? Tell me about that, the place that they're at. That's really good tips to make sure that I think it kind of breaks down the barrier of somebody just coming in and saying, I need you to do this. Instead, it's like coming to your friend instead of just coming to like the help desk or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think that especially these days when we're limited to being face-to-face, throw the camera on, see people in their space, see them and see their dog and their kids. And I think that also breaks down a wall of, people just treating somebody else just like the next ticket or, the service line. I mean, it really makes that human connection, which I think is great.
I'm going to ask a hard question here, Marge, because I think if our listeners don't know you, which I'm assuming most of them don't, but if you get to know Marge, one of the things you get to know about her is she's so positive and you just kind of exude happiness, which I think is such a great personality trait of yours. And I think we try to hire people in the customer service department like this. Like if you get to meet our customer service folks, they are all a rare breed of humans that are just so positive and so willing to help. So I'm curious, this is where the hard-hitting journalism question comes in. Is this something that you can teach to somebody, or do you think this is innately in people? Like, I guess for our listeners out there, when they're thinking of how am I better at customer service, are you literally just thinking maybe it's a limitation of actual people, or can we teach around this and coach around it? How have you seen that done here inside Buildertrend's four walls as well?
So I do believe that Buildertrend does a phenomenal job of hiring customer success reps. There's a lot of people in our department that can talk to a brick wall and have a great conversation. And I think that really helps. Having personal social skills I don't think is always teachable, but I definitely think that the relationships that are built within Buildertrend help with when we are trying to coach our clients as well. There are definitely in my years of working here that I can definitely name a few that were definitely more reserved or not as outgoing. And I truly believe through the relationships that have been built at Buildertrend have helped with that, expressing themselves and being more outgoing. I don't want to say outgoing, but like more socially willing to, be a part of a group and things like that. So do I think having super social skills is coachable? Yes, but I think it helps with the team that's around him as well.
Yeah. And I will say Buildertrend does a great job of setting expectations and, practicing what they preach. I mean, if you've been to our headquarters, which we encourage everybody to come, whether you're just passing through Omaha or coming to Buildertrend University, on the walls everywhere, you'll see our motto and what we stand behind, and one of those is attitude. I think the attitude is a big part of it. We require a positive attitude when you're in those walls, and we know that that's hard all the time. And take your break, and that's why we have a great space here. But it's a good thing that Buildertrend does that, and it creates a culture of positivity. And it's easy to be negative. That's an easy one. Everybody's got that skill set. But the skill set of building a positive way you interact with people, I think, can do you good in everything you do.
Yeah. Speaking of negative, which is always a bad transition, but just for a second, let's talk about what happens when you are dealing with a frustrated customer. I think this is something that when you're dealing with customer service, everyone has to remember this. And as far as we're concerned, I think this translates across all businesses because there is a client, a customer transaction that's happening there. And if something has gone wrong, it's our job to make it right. As a business, again, business owners can put themselves in these shoes here. So, Marge, any tips on how to deal with those frustrated customers?
So I think the easiest way what we've been coached on and how I have handled a frustrated customer from the beginning is just listening to them. There's a reason for their frustration. We may not be able to fix that frustration right now, but giving them a chance to maybe vent about that frustration. And also not feeding into that frustration, understanding where they're coming from, but also explaining maybe why something's not working or why our program doesn't function that way. But giving them the chance to vent their frustration gives them comfort knowing that at least someone's listening.
Absolutely.
Yeah, listen. I mean, honestly, I grew up in sales with Buildertrend, but also, I've talked to thousands of our clients, and you'd be amazed if you just listen and not talk, eventually once they're done saying something, they feel like they've been heard, and then you can get down to actually fixing things.
Yeah. I teach a class for Buildertrend University, and one thing that I teach in the class is about reviews, because obviously people sometimes will leave bad reviews. And usually you can cut those off if you see the conversation going south by just having one of those conversations. And it's not a conversation of you asking like, hey, how can I fix this? It's asking, hey, what's wrong? And just sitting back and listening. Because the majority of the times, you hit the nail on the head there, Marge, people just want to be heard. Mm-hmm. That's all.
Yep.
And you're providing that service to them. You're providing that customer service there.
I feel like this is like a therapy session. I'm applying this in all aspects of my life.
That's right. We all just listen really more.
Our customer service has been great about listening in general, mainly because to get better at our job is we have to listen to our builders. I never built a house before this job. I never remodeled a kitchen, but I was able to learn the construction process just from listening to our customers. And I tell all of our new reps, listen to your customer. You will only be a good rep if you listen to your customers. So I think that is definitely something that we benefit from, is by giving that opportunities for the builder to teach us.
So let's talk about positive moments. What's
Thank
one
you,
that's
Tom.
We're
just transitioning back.
Everything's
to
lifting again,
Yeah.
So I just was feeling that. Let's talk about give a story of a favorite customer moment that you've had, customer interaction.
I have so many, and I have to say that most of them tie back to either the Builder Show or Buildertrend University. Is having a sign-in come up, onboarding them, teaching them the basics, getting them to where they're actually using the program and seeing them be successful, then have them come to Buildertrend University, and then those ongoing conversations from there. That Buildertrend University really changes the conversations. You feel like you know that person. So I would say definitely having those in-person interactions are going to be some of my favorite. Going to the dinner on the second night, the first night, getting to talk to them outside of the Buildertrend walls or through Zoom, and actually having those personal conversations that you wouldn't get outside of that. I would definitely say that that's my highlight of my client interactions.
It's good.
From the outside perspective, because I've seen our customer success team grow from the first one all the way to what they are today. I mean, I truly believe that everybody who's in that team is invested in the success of the contractors that come on board, because the reality is that our product in its intent solves problems. Mm-hmm. Nobody who comes on board a builder and says, I have a perfect company.
Right.
Like they're coming because there's some sort of streamlining that they want to do within their business. And so I can tell you firsthand, seeing the reps like Marge, like people get true joy out of seeing success from our clients.
And I think that's so different than when you approach, as a small business owner, when you approach working with a vendor, you're choosing who you're going to partner with basically. And I think that's what kind of sets us apart is it's not just, it's like when I buy a license of Microsoft Office, I'm not thinking like, oh, I'm going to get to talk to somebody at Microsoft about Word or Excel. We're an integrated part of your business, and we're there 110% with you every step of the way because we want you to succeed, because we want the industry to be better. Mm-hmm. And I just think that the team echoes that.
Absolutely. Marge, we need to talk about Marge. I mean, we hyped you up quite a bit here. So we want to, you do this whole thing.
I do want to get to Marge's fun facts. I do have one last question. I want to peer back back the curtain here and talk real quick about super teams. This is our amazing name that we've come up with for our teams here at Buildertrend. Can you give us some insight into super teams and how that's helped improve our customer experience?
Right. So before the first of the year, we did these integrated teams. So our sales team and our customer success team sit on the same floor. And when a sign up comes in from the sales team, it goes directly to the same region of CS reps. So what's cool for me is I'm on the TSM team. There's a group of individuals that we're a team together, but we're also embedded within the super teams. So every team has a TSM that they get to work directly with. And that is really beneficial for a lot of reasons. Not only does my sales team reach out to me for elevated questions, so I get to talk to our potential clients before sign up. I also have that direct communication with them once they sign up. And then as they go through the whole pipeline of of retention and so on. So they're staying close knit. We all help each other out. So if there's a training that needs to be covered, it can be covered within the team. So they're really staying within a same cohort of people, and it makes it feel like they're not getting pushed around. They're getting to work with the same group.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right, Marge. And expanding that even more, we talk a lot about, as a business, the customer life cycle. We want the customer life cycle to be really, really seamless, and the message being very, very clear. So from the moment you find out about us, however you find out about Buildertrend, to the first interaction with our sales team, to trying the onboarding process and education and training, all the way to, higher level tickets with Marge, the super teams really make that one family and one consistent message. And I think you nailed it there, Marge. That was definitely the intent. It's been going really well.
Awesome. It's that time.
It's Tom's time.
Tom's time for 3 fun facts with Marge. And these are facts. I'm going to ask questions that will allude to facts about Marge.
There you go. We need to workshop this a little bit. I like it, but maybe we need a better marketing name for it.
We'll work on it.
We'll workshop it.
Yeah.
That's our promise to you, our listeners.
2020 will be the year we figure this out. Marge, question number 1. You mentioned animals earlier. Tell us about a favorite animal in your life.
So I have an American bulldog named Bob. He's 140 pounds. He sleeps probably 18 hours a day.
Wait, what'd you say?
Yeah, he's huge.
American bulldog is 140 pounds?
Yes. So he is like the upgrade from the Old English. So he is the biggest of the bulldogs.
The big dog.
He is giant. He sleeps a lot, and he hates the summer. So
must be nice.
Bob.
What's
good?
His name's Bob.
Good time.
His name is Bob.
Bob the bulldog.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like that's a kid's show, but it's good.
It's just a lot of sleeping in the kid show.
Good.
Second question, like I mentioned earlier, you get a lot of joy out of life. So just tell us one thing that brings you joy. I mean, you mentioned some of that is just solving customers' problems, but what else? Give me something else.
Sunshine. It brings me so much joy. The summer coming around, this is my time to shine. Being able to work from home now, I'm taking my computer outside every so often to soak in that vitamin D. But family, friends, social interactions, maybe a Miller Lite. Those are kind of great. Those all bring me happiness.
Just one. You got to be careful with those.
Yeah, I can't have too many.
Yeah. I'm hijacking number 3.
You are.
Okay, because I know you're a social butterfly, Marge. That's why everybody loves you. That's why Tom's vice president of your fan club. Do you miss bringing in all the baked goods and things that you do for the team?
Definitely.
I feel like that's your secret weapon, by the way, too.
Yes, I was raised very Polish. That's what you do. You bring in treats. You win everybody over with treats.
Yeah, you definitely
you can't
do
go
that.
wrong.
Yeah.
I do definitely miss working in the office. This work from home has been kind of a nice, I feel like, reflection and kind of slow down a little bit. But being able to be face to face with everyone, see everyone, I definitely miss that as well.
Well, we miss your food. We'll figure out a way to get that happen. We'll be in the office sometime.
Yeah.
It'll happen soon.
It will. We'll get it like hermetically sealed or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, I'll
use
inspector.
hand sanitizer.
There you go.
I'll be the taster.
Yeah. You'll volunteer.
Yeah.
You'll go first. Yeah. Awesome. Marge, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today and talking about how to deliver a great customer experience. Of course, I think you're a huge part of that. I think our entire team is a huge part of that here. And so we're so happy that you're a part of our team and that you came on and shared your experience with us.
Thanks for having me, guys. It was really fun.
Thanks, Marge. Appreciate you.
Love what you heard? Don't forget to rate and subscribe to our podcast so you can hear from more guests that will benefit your business. Also, please check out our show notes page for more information on what we discussed on this episode. You can find it at buildertrend.com/podcast. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on The Building Code.
Appreciate you.